This is the 2025 Motorola Razr Ultra. I'm going to unbox it straight ahead. Hey guys, it's Al from Techaeris, and I'm back with another unboxing, this time of the Motorola Razr Ultra for 2025. This is the new flip phone that's come out just ahead of the Galaxy Z Flip 7. I believe that's the next iteration of the Samsung version of the flip phones, and Motorola always beats them to the punch. And I gotta say, Motorola does do a good job of with these flip phones, so I'm excited to open this box up and take a look and see what we have. Thanks to T-Mobile for sending this out for review. Appreciate them supporting the channel and supporting our unboxings and our reviews. So make sure you click the link below in the description to check out T-Mobile and the Motorola Razr Ultra at T-Mobile. Let's get into this unboxing. All right, guys, here's the Motorola Razr Ultra for 2025. This is the newest foldable phone from Motorola. Not a whole lot to the box, nice and slim and thin. We'll just start the unboxing here. The first thing we see is a cover with, it looks like a USB cable and your documentation and probably a SIM injection tool and you know, all the normal stuff. No power brick, of course. There is your USB-C cable. Pretty standard. Looks like a nice one. That's good to see. Your SIM ejection tool and just documentation in the rest of that box. So we'll just throw that to the side. And here is the Razr Ultra. Comes wrapped up in this kind of paper wrapping, and it says do not remove the pre-installed screen protector as it will damage the display. So make sure you guys buy this guy that you do not take off that screen protector. So let's slip it out and see what we got. All right, there it says learn more. Razr Alcantara. Right up here it says Alcantara. And I believe this is just a piece of paper. And there we have the Alcantara back and the Motorola logo, the Razr logo, and that front display along with the dual cameras and the flash right up at the top there. And we'll close it real quick so we can look at the USB-C port on the bottom, and it looks like a speaker, and it looks like a SIM injection, or a SIM tray. Over on this side we have the volume rocker and the power button and some antenna bands. And on this side, more antenna bands, and looks like the power button. So the power button's on this side and the volume rocker. And oh no, well, there's another button over here. We're gonna have to figure out what that is. I do have the Motorola 2023 over here. We're gonna pull that out in a minute just to take a look at the differences. But there is your foldable display. And you can see there is a crease here. Everybody always asks about the crease. It's not noticeable during daily use, so it's not a big deal to me. We're gonna power it up. So you can't really see it when you have the screen on. You can see a little bit of it here. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull this Razr 2023 out. This one you can see more than you can see that. And you can already see, it looks like the 2023 is a little bit shorter than the new one. So let's see here. There's the 2023 version, and here's the 2025 version. Now they did have a 2024 version. I do not have that with me, but I have the 23 here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to roll some B-roll here in a second, and I'm gonna set this up, and we'll get some B-roll, and then we'll get some specs, and we'll talk a little bit about what's new on the 2025 Motorola Razr. All right, guys, before we get into the specs and features on the new Motorola Razr 2025, I wanted to put the two side by side. I know this is not a real fair comparison because this is the 23 and this is the 25. I don't have the 24, so, but you know, I just wanted to put them side by side. You can see that the 25 is a little taller. The screen brightnesses are at the same level right now. I think the screen brightness on the 25 is a little brighter in terms of nits, but you can't really tell. This one is still pretty bright. if I put them up really bright now, it would really blow out the camera, so I'm not going to do that. I did find out what the button on the side over here is. This is the AI button on the side. This is new. This is used to launch Moto AI, or you can map it to do nothing, and right now it does nothing. But you can go into settings, and you can, if you want to use Motorola AI, you can use that button to launch that. It doesn't look, I did a quick look, it doesn't look like you can remap it to do anything else. There's a double tap that allows you to set it as a reminder, to set reminders and do other things like that, but it doesn't look like you can launch Gemini or any other AI assistant. So as far as the outer screens, let's take a look at these screens on the outside. There we are. That's the screen on the outside of the 25, and this is the screen on the outside of the 23, and you can really see the difference here. This screen is much smaller. What's that, a quarter inch or less? But that makes a huge difference as far as usability, I think. Everything is much bigger on the 25, and it's just more noticeable. So those, I think, are the major differences here. This 24, of course, has the Alcantara back, which is going to pick up some dust and debris, and the 23 is not. This is kind of like a metal aluminum, brushed aluminum. So those are the major differences between the two. Otherwise, everything else is the same. It looks like we have speakers and USB-C ports on the bottom. All right, so the SIM tray is on the side over here on the 23 and on the bottom over here on the 25. And of course, you have the AI button, which is not on the 23 over here. And really, they look very similar in terms of the width, and you know, it's slightly taller on the 25, so we know that for sure. But otherwise, the cameras are upgraded, of course, and the hinge is much better on the 25. This one is fine, but it is a little stiff, a little more stiff than this. This one just feels nice to open and close. So I thought I would just do that, just show you guys real quick the two phones side by side, and let's get into that B-roll and the specs and features. All right, guys, let's talk about the specs and features of the Motorola Razr Ultra 2025. We are looking at a release date of April 24th, 2025 this year. And the dimensions for this guy unfolded are 171.5 by 74 by 7.2 millimeters. Folded is 88.1 by 74 by 15.7 millimeters. And it weighs in at 199 grams or 7.02 ounces. And it is a nano SIM and eSIM capable, IP48 dust and water resistant, and the display is a foldable LTPO AMOLED 1 billion color, 165 Hz, Dolby Vision, HDR10 plus, 4500 nits peak brightness, and it is a 7-incher. This is a big boy, 7 inches or 106.7 centimeters. With 84.1% screen to body ratio, and the resolution is 1224 by 2912 at 464 ppi density. The external display is an LTPO AMOLED at 1 billion colors, also Dolby Vision, 165 Hz, HDR10 plus, 3000 nits peak brightness, and it's 4 inches at 1272 by 1080 at 417 ppi, and it sports Gorilla Glass ceramic. And we are running Android 15. I don't know what the upgrade cycle is for this phone. Hopefully we'll get Android 16 and 17, even more than that. But the chipset is a Qualcomm SM8750 AB Snapdragon 8 Elite at 3 nanometers. And the GPU is an Adreno 830. It does have internal memory of 512 gigs and 16 gigs of RAM, or you can get a 1 terabyte with 16 gigs of RAM. And we are looking at the cameras. We are looking at a 50 megapixel main camera at f1.8, 24 millimeter wide. You get a secondary camera at 50 megapixels, f2.0 at 12 millimeter. And of course you get the LED flash, the panorama, HDR, Pantone validated color and skin tones, And video recording, you could do 8K at 30 frames per second here, or 4K at 30, 60, 120 frames per second, or 1080p at 30, 60, 120 to 40 frames per second with Dolby Vision HDR and a gyro electronic image stabilization sensor. The selfie camera is a 50 megapixel f2.0 and it is HDR, and the video is 4K at 30 or 60 frames per second, or 1080p at 30 or 60 frames per second. You do get stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos and Snapdragon sound, and this is Wi-Fi 802.11. It is 6E and 7 capable, dual band or tri-band, region dependent it says. Bluetooth is 5.4, and you do get a 2DP, LE, aptX, HD, aptX, adaptive, aptX lossless sound on this guy. You do get GPS, Galileo, GLONASS, BDS, QZ, SS, and you do get NFC on here. And the USB port is a USB Type-C with OTG. And of course you get the fingerprint sensor mounted on the side. You do get face unlock as well. You can set that up in the settings. And the battery is a 4700 milliamp hour battery, and you can charge 68 watts wired or 30 watts wireless, and you do get 5 watt reverse wireless charging. So that is it, guys, for the Motorola Razr 2025 unboxing. Thanks again to T-Mobile for sending this out for review. Make sure you hit the link down below to check out T-Mobile and check out their offerings and see what's up with them. And you can get this Motorola Razr or the other less expensive Razr. You can get that at T-Mobile, and they got deals going on all the time. So you can probably get into this with some trade-ins for almost nothing. So make sure you check that out. I also want to thank you guys again for watching. Thanks for hitting the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Do all the things that the algorithm likes, and that is very much appreciated. It is the 4th of July here in the States. Happy 4th to my United States viewers, and thanks everybody around the world that's watching. Appreciate you guys. We are just over 2,700 subscribers. We are inching up to that 5,000 mark. I want to get there by the end of December. Help me get to 5,000 subscribers for by the end of this year, and you know, that's my goal, and I hope that's you're gonna help me get to that goal. And we got to get there quickly because we are running out of months, we're running out of weeks, we're running out of days and hours. So, but more importantly, make sure that you guys take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will talk to you on the other side.